Hi there. Welcome back. I thought I would come on and do a little review of the Estelle. Aura Estelle. I don't know how people say it, but that's just my way. So, Estelle planners. This one is their new weeks. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep it yet. So I was thinking, instead of using the A6 that I had planned for my journaling, I would use this instead, because I really do like the weeks size, and I have so many weeks covers, and I only have one A6 cover, but it is one of my favorite covers. So, but I hate to write in it or do anything to it, because if I wanted to sell it, you know. Anyway, this is it. You get 2 books. It is dated. So volume 1 is December through June, and then July through December on the... We're getting an awful glare from my ring light. Sorry about that. So this is their collab with Annie Plans, and I think she did like the lettering and helped decide with the layout and stuff, because she does her own inserts. So there's this little paper in it that says daily, 1 day per page, has your monthly, and then the weekly. And this is my, I guess this is my, I don't like this layout. I don't like the weekly layout. The rest of it, I love. I love the rest of it. But the weekly layout, the boxes, I don't care for it at all. So you have your daily, which is just basically a blank sheet with the day. And then your month all set up. So I'll show you. I was trying to be careful not to like break the spine or bend it, because if I want to sell it, I want it to be in new condition for whoever purchased it. But I don't know that I'll sell it, because I probably will at least want to test it out. So it does have nice crinkly paper. I don't know if it says, I know it's Tomoe River paper, but I don't know if it says the GSM. Yeah, I don't know that it says. So it's very similar to the weeks, in my opinion. The paper has a little bit of a slip to it. Let me pull out my weeks. I mean, the paper feels very, very similar. I feel like the Hobonichi is just a little bit more slick, but they're very similar. But now this one has very white paper. You can see that the paper is definitely white. It is a little bit taller, about, since this has just the flush cover, sorry, the cover is flush with the paper. There's no like extra cover like the weeks has. It's all the same size. So it is almost 19 centimeters. To me, that's just a little bit more exact than inches. What did I say? Almost 20? No, almost 19. It's almost 19. It's 190 millimeters, if that helps. And this one is just over 18 centimeters. So what does that equate to in inches? It's like 7 and almost a quarter. And this is about almost 7.5. Pull out one of my print impressions, because it's kind of, this is one of their very old designs. So it looks like it might slip right in the back, but it's not, I doubt. Yeah, it'll fit. Okay. All right. Yeah, it fits nicely in there, actually. So maybe it will fit in regular weeks covers. Now I don't know about it fitting in like a cover on cover. So this one is, yeah. So I guess it is the same size as the Hobonichi with the cover. I guess it's just the paper that's a little, sorry. And the paper is a little taller. But the books themselves are the same size. So that makes more sense. Just ignore me. I am new at this. Never really reviewed a a new planner before. So I do like the paper. I'm curious as to testing it. I guess maybe I could. Yeah. It has a nice crinkle. It's definitely going to ghost. You can see the page behind it. But this is your weekly layout. So it has the boxes. So this has a this week, and then your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It does take up the whole page, which is nice. So you have a little bit more room, but I don't know. I mean, maybe. But the thing was, is I wanted to buy it to see if I could swap out my weeks and just use something like this way. That way I could plan and journal in one book. So I don't know. I probably will keep it just to test it out. It does have a little bit of a, I don't know if it was like a wrinkle there, and it's like on all the sheets, the first several. There, you can kind of see it. So it's like the whole, about most of December, about half of December has that little crinkle in it. I mean, I'm sure it's just like a whatever manufacturing thing, but it looks to be sewn, and you can see that they're like individual little books. Come on, focus here. Focus. You can see that they're little, you know, small books all put together. But, yeah, I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. I don't know how it will stack up. So this goes to July 1st, 2nd, and then you've got a couple of little test pages in the back. So there's not really a lot for anything else. So I was planning on using this for a reading journal this year. And I do keep like my reads in the back of my Hobonichi, because there's that whatever 100 in the year or whatever. And I always put my books there because I do 50 goal read per year. But I really hate to write in it, but I think I'm going to go ahead and test it and see how some pens do. So we have Friction. This one is 5. It did smear on the 5 just a tiny bit. Barely noticeable. Let's try this new Calm. So this is a what was it, a Pentel? Yeah, I think it's a Pentel. Pentel Calm, and this is the 7. It didn't smear at all. Looks nice. My Coletto, this one is in 4, I think. Yeah, 0.4. No smearing. Well, I'm kind of liking that. Let's see, what else do I have? This one, I can't remember. This isn't the one I was using. Where's my other? Oh, it's over here. My fountain pen. so this one doesn't have a lot of ink in it. I was testing out some ink. This one is my TWSBI Extra Fine Rose Gold. It is definitely going to smear. I can see it's going to. Okay, so that's Diatrament Document ink in black. And I do have another nib. This one is altered. This one has, I think, Lexington Gray in it. So I had this nib modified to be like a Japanese. So I don't like the feathering. That bothers me so bad. The other TWSBI didn't do it. So it might just be the Lexington Gray. But they are both supposed to be waterproof archival ink. And you can see the feathering. Let's see. I don't want to... Yeah, you can't see it on there. That absolutely drives me insane. And it also bled through. Very faintly, but it did. And see, that is a finer nib. I don't know if this pen will write. This pen I've had issues with forever. Needs a good cleaning, I think. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be dried out. I need to... It's got a little bit of ink left in it, but I need to flush it really good. It dries out. So, like, that's the only thing I don't like. I know everybody loves the matte black Pilot Vanishing Point, and mine is a Decimo, which is a different version of it, but mine's the champagne, which is kind of a pinky champagne color. And I love the pen. I love how fine tipped it writes. I have an extra fine, but the ink dries out in this thing in a day. This pen has been inked with this Noodler's ink for 2 years, maybe. Let's see, at least a year and a half I'm going to go with, because I had this nib made and modified not this past February, but the February before for my birthday. So it will be 2 years in February that this pen has had this ink in it. I just don't write with it. But I mean, you saw me open the pen and write with it. No, I love TWSBI. Hands down the best pens you can buy, but I prefer the nib on the Japanese pens, which is why I had mine modified. But yeah, I absolutely hate that feathering. Again, it might just be the ink that's in it, so very possible. Let's see, what else can we try? I have every pen known to man. Where are the inner gel? Here they are. Okay, now these I'm going to have to check, because, so it's the Klena, but like I said, I change out all of my refills. I think this does have a Klena refill in it. I have a Klena that has the dry, the Sarasa dry in it, but this one has the needle tip, so I think it is, and it's 0.5. Oh wait, I didn't even, yeah, it's Klena. Dries really nice. No smearing, because they are all the same size, so I just swap out. I put, like, whatever pen I want to write with for the day, I will swap it out and put the different refills in them if they fit. Okay, so this one does have the Sarasa dry. And this is a Sarasa, is it a Grand or something like that in white. I love the metal pen. So I think this was 05. Dried instantly. Now these do not do that in the weeks. They would smear all over the place. So that's nice. Oh, it's a 4. Man, that writes really dark for a 4 compared to my Coletto 4. This one is very, very faint. Yeah, so I think depending on what you're writing with, you might not be happy with this paper. Because the Sarasa Dry bleeds. Fountain pen ink bleeds. The marker did not, which is nice. I mean, I can do like a mild liner. Oh, I know. A lot of people love the Villa Beautiful pens. I'll do one of those too. I don't know what size these are. It smears. Not bad, but it smears. That's my favorite pen. I never use it because it smears on everything I own. What else do we have? I have like gel pens and get creative. So this is a Micron 01. That looks so weird, I guess because it looks like an E. Micron 01. And it smeared just a little bit on the one, but I did kind of sit there for a second. I know a lot of people like these Papermate Inkjoy things. I don't care for them. It's an 07. Smeared just a little bit. But I mean, so far, most of the pens have written very well, except for my TWSBI is the only thing that really smeared noticeably. And I mean, if you had waited 2 seconds, like I'm just wiping over them almost immediately. I think if you'd waited on the Micron Inkjoy and even the Villa Beautiful, even just like a couple of seconds, they wouldn't have smeared at all. So, I mean, I think you have like pretty fair group of pens that you can write with it in. Nothing seems to really smear, which is good. Like I said, the ghosting does not bother me at all. I am very, very fine with ghosting. My Weeks does it. But I do not like when stuff bleeds. And even if it's just a tiny little bit, it bothers me. So I wouldn't be able to use my fountain pen. I wouldn't be able to use the Sarasa Dry, which, to be honest, the Sarasa Dry I really don't use that much anymore. I like it. It's a pretty pen. I just don't use it. I have grown to like this Calm pretty well. I've been keeping it in my Weeks. I had to take it out of my Galen case because I bought a new purse. And when I read the listing, it sounded like it was going to fit, but it won't. So what I think I'll do is probably put this in my Galen and get it set up and ready. I mean, there's really not a lot I can do. I can decorate the front of it a little bit, but it fits nicely in there. I would just have to decide what pen I wanted to write with it in, but I mean, it does have like your overview. Doesn't really give you a lot. I wish it gave like a full of 2024, but I wish they had put like 23 and 24. I would have been a little happier with that. And then I guess whatever you want to do with that, just decorate it. So then we have our December And then it starts right in with November 28th because that is, you know, what this week starts on. So we'll flip through 1 month and kind of see how it goes. So we have the week, and then here is week 49. It does say the week number up there in the corner, which is nice. And everything is very faint. It does say that that washi will fit up here, standard 15mm washi will fit up there, and that I guess the boxes are fit to align with 1.5 stickers, so you know it'll be flush with the lines. So yeah, I mean, it's not a bad planner. I don't know how I'm gonna like it. I might love it. I might not. I mean, we'll see. I do have another thing that I don't like about it. Let's flip through and then I'll talk about that. Okay, so coming to the end of December, and then it goes right into January. So there's no in-between pages where you could, you know, decorate or do anything like that. It's just straight into. So I don't like the fact that the months are separate like this. I wish it had all of the months at the very front and then your weeks behind it, because I know a lot of people tab. I'm not huge on tabs. I really don't care for them. So I mean, I'll just have to like mark what month we're on, when we're, but if I'm here and I need to find next month, I'm gonna have to, you know, flip through every one of those pages, because I don't want monthly tabs down the side of this. That's not my thing. So I don't really, yeah, I mean, I probably will. I did it in my Stology just because I don't carry this thing with me. But if this were to roll into being my everyday carry, like my weeks is, if I was to next year try to do away with the weeks and just use this, I would not, I don't like that at all. So those are just my thoughts, you know, to each their own. I have rambled enough in this video, but I think I will give it a try, and if I don't like it, I don't like it. It's, you know, not the first time I've spent money on a planner that I didn't use, but I am trying to be a little more mindful. I like the box because you could keep it in there, but if you chunk it up like I do, you're not going to be able to keep it in this box once it's done. Another thing I don't really care for is the fact that it's 2 books. I like my Hobonichi being 1 book, and then, you know, at the end of the year, you have your big, this is my 2021, so you have your chunky planner, and you just, you know, are done with it, and you set it aside on your desk, which is what I have. I have all of mine lined up on the desk. So yeah, I don't care too much for the fact that it's 2 different books. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on the Estelle. Sorry that I rambled so long. I did just kind of want to give you some ideas on the paper. It's really nice paper. I do love the paper in it. Just think that the layout isn't really my favorite, so we'll see. I'll give it a try and we'll go with that and see what happens. But I think that's gonna be it for this one, so I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.